Welcome everyone, AdamTheWoo here. I am sitting, I was going to say perched, but I don't think you can perch in a rental car that you have rented on your week vacation, mind vacation, and just a straight up vacation to Central Florida. I've been having a good time hanging out with old friends, going to Disney World theme parks, reminiscing around my hometown of St. Cloud, Florida, and this vlog is no exception because right over here is something from my past. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's the Daily Woo. When you hear that rumbling, you hear that roar coming from this vehicle, that is because the car that I am actually sitting in and driving around this week is on. And the heat is on. The heat is not real hot, but the heat is barely turned up. And I very rarely will turn heat on in a car. But today is an exception because it is a little bit chilly. Today we are doing a meetup at 3 p.m. My dad will be there. JWW on the move will be in the passenger seat. Me and him will be driving up to Orlando, to International Drive, Fun Spot America, Fun Spot Orlando. Just Google it. It is right behind like a Del Taco. It is over near the Artagon Mall. It's close to Universal Studios. At 3 p.m., my dad will be there along with me, along with my friend Jason, who actually wrote the AdamTheWoo theme song. The AdamTheWoo goes on adventures for you. He don't even ask your mom. He will be there as well. So it's going to be a fun time. Basically, it's free to get in. It is free to park. Doesn't cost any money. I was thinking we could maybe ride a couple rides, maybe ride the Ferris wheel, but it all depends on how chilly it is and how cold the weather is. Now, my dad and I actually have dinner plans tonight, so basically we're going to start it promptly at 3. It might go for a half hour, it might go for an hour, it might go for 2 hours, but we're going to have to leave to go to dinner at some point around 5 or 5:30 at the latest. It might end earlier than that. But just keep that in mind. Starts promptly at 3. Be there at 3 for the group photo. We can hang out. I'll probably do a Periscope on Adamthewoo on Periscope. And also, I will be picking up on the way up there, I will be picking up 100 new AdamTheWoo buttons, pins, 1-inch pins that you can put on your jacket, or if you want to put it on your handbag or your backpack or your purse or whatever you want to put that pin on. If you're at the meetup, you will get one of those buttons. If there's more than 100 people, which I do not know, I'm not really like thinking there will be that many people there, but if there so happens, then obviously the first 100 people that are there and are be seen will get one of the buttons or the pin. I always wonder about these meetups, if anyone's ever going to show up. I'm always thinking I should do the meetup because it gives people the ability to come out and say hello and take some photos, and we can talk and actually meet each other, put a face to the name and a face to the YouTube comments, and you can actually meet my real personality other than the vlogging personality. It's definitely a very good thing, but I'm always not worried, but I'm always questioning that when I do a meetup, if anyone is going to attend, and I'm just going to walk around aimlessly around Fun Spot with no one there. All right, to the subject of the vlog. Not 5 years ago, probably, actually, it's been close, almost 5 years. 4 years ago or so, I moved out of my apartment, which actually is right over here in St. Cloud, Florida. The last place I ever lived, I lived in this apartment for a few years. I worked at a feed store here in town in St. Cloud, and I decided to change my life. I decided to stop working a regular, typical 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. job, 40-hour-a-week job. And basically, I quit my job. I sold everything in my apartment, and I moved into my van. My van is in Southern California. Instead of driving cross-country to Florida, I opted to fly and actually rent this rental car. But a lot of memories are here in this apartment, and I want to show you the apartment that I actually lived in, the last place that I lived before I moved into my van, which is right here. In fact, that window on the far end right there, That was my bedroom window. Right there was my bedroom window. And my bathroom was right there. There are two actual apartments on the top of this. And around the corner, which we will drive around the corner in a second, you can actually see the front, which is where the couch was. It's probably about a 600 square foot apartment above a storefront. And the front door, if you will, was right there. A big metal door. I had this crazy key. And 2 people lived up there, me and my neighbor. But half the time, I did not even have a neighbor. I lived there about 3, maybe 4 years. Probably in the whole time I lived there, I only had like a neighbor probably for about a year of that. So I pretty much had that whole floor to myself. So it's just crazy to think of the past and how time moves on and our decisions that we make that sometimes some people will think is not the right decision. Some people will not be super supportive of what you are passionate about and what you think is the right decision to do. It's interesting how time goes on and things just seem to work out, especially if you really put your mind to something and you really have a passion for something. So that's basically the topic of this vlog. My old apartment here in St. Cloud, Florida. Pretty crazy. This is actually Pennsylvania Avenue straight in front of us. This is Pennsylvania Avenue right here. Let me drive up a little bit. So different how Southern California is to Central Florida, little towns in Central Florida like St. Cloud. Because there's no one on the streets here. Look, there's no one on these streets. So if you want to look on satellite view, it's the corner of 11th and Pennsylvania Avenue. And right there, my old apartment, above a storefront that has been a handful of different things. There it is, the top floor. That was my apartment right there. A lot of memories there. A lot of dreams in my mind of what I was going to do to make my passions a reality. And now just looking at it is really kind of like touching a heartstring, because that is my past right there. That building that's my past, that's my memories right there. Hold on to your memories, embrace them, but always remember that we always have to move forward, continue forward, trying new things, doing new things, experiencing life. That's what it's all about. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. Hopefully you can make it to the meetup today if you're in Central Florida. If not, I will see you tomorrow here on TheDailyWoo. Goodbye, everyone. Love you guys.